Hello and welcome to the Business Octopus, where we talk about all things sales, marketing, and technology. In this live stream today, if you're watching, jump on over to YouTube and give us a subscribe. We've got a few videos there with podcasts, some how-to guides for using platforms like Zoho, Salesforce, etc. Also, if you're watching, we do another live stream earlier in the day with another group. That is SMEs Making More Sales. It's a Facebook group. But nonetheless, and it is school holidays, so you may hear some stuff in the background. Nonetheless, it is. Oh, sneeze! Sorry. It is a regular show that we are trying to build, and we talk about things like today we're going to be talking about affiliate programs in particular, but how to compare software products that you're going to use in your business. Now, when you jump online, commonly you'll find platforms or like review platforms like Capterra, G2, and they're generally giving you some advice on the type of platform that you should use for X. Or I guess for me, I use those as more of a searching tool, although they've got some comparisons and some like check boxes on features. I find that normally that's where you should start searching, but not where you should end and make your decision. They've got reviews. Some of the links or some of the platforms are sponsored. So, say for example, you ask for a project management system. There could be one that's really good, but it's buried way down the list because all the major players like Asana, Mavenlink, Jira, they're all paying for advertising to be a sponsored link to be at the top of that search criteria. So what we like to do is put together a software selection matrix, and that is a spreadsheet. And we've got an online course in our academy, so academy.relevate.com.au. And on the academy, there's a course, and it'll show you how to use this matrix. But if I can explain it to you now, basically you get a spreadsheet, and on one side you kind of put down all of the things that you need. Now, I know that a lot of times people look at software products and go, what do they have and how can I make my business fit it? Which is probably the wrong approach. What you really want to do is identify your requirements and then find things that suit that rather than the other way around, because then who's really getting the business here? Or like it might look nice or feel nice, but it doesn't address all the problems that you have. And sometimes at first glance, a feature can have a little checkbox next to it, but we don't know if that feature is confirmed in like pencil or crayon or whatever. So is that feature really there? Is it there to a good enough level that it's going to do the job effectively? So one example is I once used a software, and in the features list it said that you could perform a certain function. But in order to do that, you pretty much had to use code. So I don't think that should be like, whilst you can do it, that's probably more in the developers area. That's not your everyday user is going to be doing the code side of things. So having a platform or a technology with a feature that you can actually use, and it may not have all of the shiny wiggly buttons, and it may not be the thing that looks the nicest or feels the nicest, but it will actually do the work that you need it to do. So the matrix, as I was saying, is down one side. You're kind of saying these are the key requirements that I have, and prioritize them. Say the first things on the list should be, this is our critical requirement. We cannot operate unless we have these functions. Then you've got nice to haves below that. And so sometimes you might see the nice to haves. It's nice that it connects to email, or it's nice that it, sends me a notification, or it has an app or something like that. But then further down, you have other qualifiers like, what's the direction of the company? Are they actually going to be worthwhile in 3 to 5 years' time? Are they driven to continue improving the product, or are they just looking to get bought out, or are they just looking to maintain? We want to know where the product is going. what's the leadership like? Are they going to get arrested for something dodgy, or are they, genuinely good quality people? And having those as, selection criteria for your next platform means that when you make a software decision, a purchase decision, that it's done so with some real clarity and not, you're not getting sold on the marketing. A lot of times we see people pick a platform because it just gets a lot of airtime. They have a huge marketing budget, and at the end of the day, there's probably 100 platforms that are better. It's just because they got some VC funding, so they wanted to pump some dollars out there to get it into the market. They sell the easy to use, but I think the easy to use trap is less features, and maybe not what you actually need to deliver on your business or on your promise. So we always talk about the corporate value chain. What is it that your business does that makes you stand out from someone else? What makes you more successful? And it may be that you do something different that doesn't fit in the same box as everybody else. But if you buy the software that puts you in the box as everybody else, you can't stand out anymore. You can't do that thing that makes you more profitable, more successful, more desirable as a service provider or a product provider. So having a platform and a technology that, like, isn't likely to become part of a band-aid solution environment when you just get this whole whack of things that are being stitched together. Instead, what we want to do is we want to create a technology environment in your business that is flexible, that is changeable, that is will adjust to needs of the customer, adjust to you as you develop new products, new services, new ways of doing business. And having something that is flexible is a really great way to not be the same as the next guy or girl. So when you're running one of those standard businesses, if you're on the beach selling umbrellas and you want to stand out and you want to go, maybe I'll sell banana smoothies as well. So selling a banana smoothie is more of a food process. It has some used by dates batches you've got to worry about. You need to have people on site. You need to have kitchen equipment with maintenance cycles, all that sort of stuff. But the umbrella business is simple. It's like you need to have inventory. You need to have combined operational effectiveness and investment appraisal. Very much so. Thanks, Lanre. And you need to have your inventory side. So you need to have the right way to stock. So you manage your supply chain. So if you are going to do these two different business models, you would be looking at trying to use an app and using a Shiny app that does that, and then finding another Shiny app that does that, and then they don't fit, or they have a lot of crossover. So when you're doing your assessment, make sure you fit your requirements first, and you put your requirements before you look at any feature of any platform. Maybe have a look at what you got, decide what you feel like you're missing out on. So maybe you're using a platform already and you go, oh, it really annoys me that I can't do this. We always talk in user stories. We always talk in, wouldn't it be nice if we could send the customer a welcome email? Wouldn't it be nice if we could automate a task? Wouldn't it be nice if we could, easily follow up, or maybe when they call, you want to be able to quickly find who they are, what they've bought, what they've done with you without looking in 10 platforms. So with your selection matrix, get a list of things that are priority to you. Then create a list of nice to haves. Then across the top in each column, start looking at all of the platforms that you're evaluating. So, you would say, we'll use our project management example. We'd look at Asana, Mavenlink, Jira, and then across the top there, you've got the titles. So down in the columns, uses a traffic light system, red, green, yellow. Sometimes, the feature is there and it does what it says on the box. Sometimes it's kind of close, but not quite. Maybe there's some qualifying statements in there as well. Maybe you could say, you can do this, but there's this little tweak that you can't do. So maybe you want to try and create the balance between the two. So having a red square just means that it does not do that feature at all. But, you can still have a lot of red on the board and still have a very compelling product. Perhaps it doesn't do all the nice to have features, or maybe there's only one thing that it doesn't do and you can easily find a workaround. Having a overall view, an empirical view, not the view of, we talked about Capterra, that, they're incentivized by money. They're also incentivized by generating content. So someone's got to sit down and do the content, and then the platform changes. Over time, these platforms, the screenshots are no good, the videos are no good because the design has been changed, or there's a new feature added, or they got bought out by someone else. Like, it's such a fluid environment. So what you need to do is go and look at the platform directly. Don't get stuck on a landing page with the sales pitch. Go direct to like the feature list, go to reviews, go to feedback, do a demo, and add that into your comparison matrix. We did it quite simply recently with a probably about 5 features that we wanted in a affiliate management tool. We wanted to be able to assign people to the affiliate commission if they had not used the link properly, so that we can still give those people a benefit when to thank them for their work in referring. We wanted to be able to automatically invite. So when people join up and do one of our courses, that there's an email that they get sent saying, "Hey, would you like to refer and earn?" And that's just creating that snowball effect where one customer turns into 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 100. And it was amazingly difficult to find that a platform that would do that. Most of the ones, there's about 100 platforms on the market. We narrowed it down to a top 3 or 4, and then we went, all right, well, which one of those meets our criteria? And it surprised me. It wasn't the one that I thought it was going to do, that I thought was going to actually satisfy all those requirements. And I'm much happier to be surprised than I am to be surprised in the wrong way later, when I figure out I've implemented it, I've spent 20 hours setting something up, I've spent a couple $100 a month or whatever on the software license, and then you go, wow, that didn't work. So use the matrix. It'll save you a ton of time and a ton of money. Thank you so much for listening. This is another live stream. Don't forget, if you've liked it or if you've got any comments or questions, thank you to all those people that posted in the comments. If you've got any questions or comments, don't forget to ask them. We will address them in the next session and the next. You can always go to relevate.com.au and fill out the contact form. And please, please, please go over and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for listening. See you next week.